Hi everyone, so I'm Angela from Class 6A, and so instead of doing the usual iLearner or some sort of reading report, I did the Coursera course, okay? So the one I chose was the one by MedCerts, where they taught us more about things like how medical terminology comes into play, what type of anatomy we usually pay attention to for most doctors or whatever. And so my course was actually a 5-in-1, as you can see. So all these 5 things are their own separate courses. The one I found most interesting and the one I was looking into the most was the first one, the medical terminology, some basic anatomy and physiology's fundamentals. Because in that first course, I learned a lot about like the root words, why it's mio or why is it myo instead of like just the word brain or nerves. And so I learned more Latin, actually. I learned Latin through this course. And so later on, we learned more about like human anatomy. So like how bones and skin connect to each other. How bones and muscle connect to each other and how muscles connect with the skin. And so later on, we learned the endocrine and nervous system. And so after learning about endocrine system and the nervous system, we moved on to these two, which are more so based on how to do diagnosis. And we learned more about like the cardiovascular system, the respiratory system. These parts we would usually learn in secondary school, but the mixed nutrition part is actually really interesting because you wouldn't really learn it in the classroom, and it's how we urinate, okay? I'm gonna be honest here, it's how we urinate, and then yeah, the rest of it we might learn in the normal classroom. And so the reason why I actually picked this course was because I had an original interest in like the medical field. And so after this course, I realized that there's a lot more underneath than just what we learned here at school. And I thought this was a really great course.